All right, let's dive right in. We're about to pull back the curtain on this really fascinating, kind of hidden story about the forces that are shaping our digital world. We're going to look at a system that literally manufactures influence and then explore a pretty radical new way to take back our online freedom. This one line right here, it just perfectly captures the whole idea. It's this subtle but incredibly powerful manipulation that's happening on our screens every single day. See, it's not about someone deleting what you say. No, it's about controlling what gets seen and what stays invisible. It's about lulling us all into a reality that's been manufactured for us. So how does this hypnosis actually work? Well, it all starts with this chilling concept that the source material calls cognitive farming. And trust me, this isn't just a cool metaphor. It's the industrialization of illusion, and it's happening on a massive, massive scale. So there it is, the official term for the system that turns illusion into reality, cognitive farming. We're not just talking about a few fake accounts here and there. No, this is an entire infrastructure that's designed to trick algorithms into believing that the people have spoken when really it's just code. And these are the tools of the trade, the hardware and the software behind the whole illusion. On one hand, you've got these things called SIM farms. We're talking physical racks of phone cards that create what's described as a mechanical chorus of prepaid ghosts. And on the other hand, you have AI agents, software ghosts that can create and run thousands of totally believable fake personas. They are, quite literally, armies of signal without a soul. And this just brilliantly illustrates the core idea. Every single fake like, every authentic voice that gets silenced, it all gets recorded on this unseen balance sheet of trust. The source calls it the invisible ledger. It's the real accounting of how our trust is being eroded, happening just beneath the surface of our feeds. Okay, so next, we see how this illusion engine actually fuels an entire economy. The platforms, they don't just let this imbalance happen, they actually profit from it. You have to understand, the system isn't broken. It was designed this way. So first, the system creates frustration. The platforms deliberately, choke your organic reach. They make it harder and harder for your genuine posts to be seen by the very people who actually chose to follow you in the first place. And then, almost like magic, the platform offers to sell you the cure to the problem it just created. For just a few dollars, hey, you can buy back the very reach that they just took away from you. So here's the bottom line. This whole system turns our social spaces into a kind of casino, where really only the people who pay get to speak loudly. Authentic, organic voices, they get effectively taxed into silence, while all that manufactured noise gets subsidized reach. No, this isn't just some abstract problem about algorithms and economics. No, this has a very real, very personal, and often devastating cost. I mean, seriously, just stop for a second and imagine it. You wake up one morning, you go to log on, and every photo, every message with a loved one, every single professional connection you've ever made online, it's just gone. An entire decade of your life completely erased. For millions of people, this isn't some hypothetical question. It is a sudden and brutal reality. There's a name for it, digital exile. It's basically being evicted from your own social history, with no warning, and often no real way to appeal it. But after painting that pretty bleak picture, the source material pivots to a really powerful and honestly hopeful solution. It argues that we don't have to be digital serfs. We have a choice. And this introduces the guiding principle of a project called freewill.social. Now, this isn't just another app. It's framed as a user-owned alternative, built to be a vault and a lifeboat for our online selves. The whole idea is that your attention, your data, that's your property. It's your currency. Okay, now this is where things get really fascinating. The most mind-bending part of this new vision is a concept that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, but it's quickly becoming a practical reality: the digital twin. This is basically a practical way to make sure that if a platform ever exiles you, your digital identity survives. You export your entire history. You feed it into a personal AI that learns your voice, your memories, and you create a backup of your digital self that no single corporation can ever delete. So what does this new world actually look like in practice? And maybe more importantly, who's in charge? Well, the answer represents a fundamental shift in power. This slide just lays the whole argument out perfectly. We're moving from the old walled garden model, where a CEO is in charge and you are the product, to a new commons, where you are the owner and your data is yours by default. Now, this new way of governing is made possible by something called a DAO. Don't let the acronym scare you. Just think of it like a digital co-op. Instead of some distant corporate board making all the decisions, the users themselves get to vote on the rules. It's a social contract, written in code, and it's owned by the community.
And this quote, man, it just perfectly captures the rebellious, constructive spirit at the heart of this whole movement for digital freedom. It's not just about complaining about the old system, it's about actively building the new one.
Ultimately, the sources leave us with this one powerful question. In an age where so much of our identity, our history, our communities, they all live online, the question of who truly holds the pen to our own digital legacy, well, that might be one of the most important questions of our time.